There's a certain type of person who rarely speaks, not because they have nothing to say, but because they've learned that silence serves them better than words. They sit in groups observing. They listen while others fill the air with noise. But beneath that quiet exterior, there's a psychology most people completely miss. One, the observation advantage. The strategic observer, quiet people aren't passive. They're gathering data. While everyone else is talking, they're watching body language, noticing contradictions, reading the room. In psychology, this is called high sensory processing. Their brain absorbs more input than it outputs. They've learned that listening gives them power, information without exposure, understanding without vulnerability. It's not shyness, it's strategy. Internal processing depth 2, the internal world. Quiet people don't think less, they think deeper. Their silence isn't emptiness, it's processing. Psychologists call this reflective cognition. Before they speak, they've already analyzed 5 different angles. They're not slow, they're thorough. Their brain works like deep water, calm on the surface but constantly moving beneath. That's why when they finally speak, their words often carry unexpected weight. The energy economics 3, selective speaking. Quiet people treat words like currency. They don't waste them on small talk because it drains them. This connects to what psychologists call social energy conservation. Every conversation costs them mental effort. Not because they're antisocial, but because they process interaction more intensely. They've learned that unnecessary talking leaves them exhausted, so they choose silence unless the exchange has real value. The misunderstood strength 4, the strength people miss. Society mistakes their quiet for weakness, but psychologically it's often the opposite. Quiet people have developed emotional self-sufficiency. They don't need constant validation through conversation. They've built an internal sense of worth that doesn't depend on being heard. This is called secure independence. While others need noise to feel alive, they've found peace in their own presence. The hidden confidence 5, the quiet confidence trap. Here's what most people don't realize. Many quiet people aren't insecure, they're selective. They know their worth. They just don't feel the need to broadcast it. This links to internal locus of identity. They define themselves from within, not through social performance. But sometimes this confidence hides too well. They get overlooked not because they lack value, but because they refuse to perform for attention. The protection pattern 6, the defense mechanism. Not all silence is strength. Sometimes it's protection. Some quiet people learned early that speaking up led to criticism, dismissal, or conflict, so they withdrew. Psychologists call this learned silence. It's a coping strategy that once kept them safe, but over time it can trap them. The silence that protected them starts preventing them from being truly seen or understood. The emotional core 7, the root pattern. Quiet people often share one psychological foundation, self-reliance born from being unheard. They stopped competing for attention because when they tried, no one really listened. So they turned inward, built a world where their thoughts mattered more than external noise. And now even when safe spaces appear, opening up feels like risk they're not willing to take. Final truth, so quiet people aren't simple. They're not just shy or awkward. They're strategic, deep, and often misunderstood. But psychology warns this. When silence becomes your only safety, connection slowly disappears. Protection turns into isolation, and the voice you've been saving might forget how to speak. The real question isn't why they're quiet, it's what made them believe silence was safer than being heard. If you want to understand the real psychology behind how people behave, subscribe, and let's keep exploring the hidden patterns of the human mind.